Imagine if you could unlock the secret formula behind attraction, if you could understand down to a science what truly draws a man to a woman and makes him stay. What if I told you that most of what you've been taught about attraction is completely wrong? Today we are diving deep into the psychology, biology, and hidden truths behind what truly makes a woman irresistible to a man. And let me warn you, the last insight we'll reveal is the most powerful of them all. Before we begin, make sure you're subscribed to Female Red Pill. If you want to truly understand attraction, relationships, and the unspoken truths that most people ignore, then this is the place for you. Hit that like button, comment your thoughts below, and share this video with someone who needs to hear this. Because what we're about to uncover will change the way you see attraction forever. When we talk about attraction, most people immediately think of physical appearance, beauty, body shape, the way a woman presents herself. And while this plays a role, science tells us that attraction is far deeper than just looks. The most powerful forms of attraction go beyond what the eyes can see. They tap into a man's instincts, emotions, and psychology. Biologically, attraction is deeply rooted in survival and reproduction. Men are wired to seek out signs of youth, fertility, and health, qualities that indicate strong genetics. This is why traits like clear skin, symmetrical facial features, and a certain waist-to-hip ratio are universally attractive. Studies in evolutionary psychology, such as those by Dr. David Buss in his book, The Evolution of Desire, show that men instinctively look for signs of reproductive fitness, even if they aren't consciously aware of it. But here's where the red pill perspective comes in. Beauty alone is never enough. Have you ever noticed how a woman can be stunningly beautiful, yet still be ignored or even left by men? That's because attraction isn't just about what a man sees. It's about what he feels when he's around you. This is where most women fail. They focus solely on their looks, thinking that if they look good enough, everything else will fall into place. But men are drawn to something far more powerful than just appearance. A woman's energy, mindset, and the way she carries herself all send signals that determine whether a man sees her as a short-term option or someone he wants to invest in. Confidence, for example, is magnetic. Not the forced, superficial kind, but the deep, unshakable confidence that comes from truly knowing your value. A woman who understands her worth doesn't chase. She attracts. She doesn't beg for attention. She commands it effortlessly. And this is where women who operate outside of the red pill understanding of relationships make their biggest mistake. They assume men think like women. Women are naturally attracted to power, status, and security. They look for a man who can provide, protect, and lead. But men, on the other hand, are drawn to femininity, inspiration, and peace. This is why so many women fail in relationships. They bring masculine energy into their interactions, believing that being independent, dominant, and self-sufficient will make them more desirable. But in reality, this repels men on a deep, instinctual level. Dr. John Gray, in his book Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, explains how men and women are biologically and emotionally different in what they seek in a partner. When a woman embraces her femininity, her softness, her ability to nurture, her capacity to make a man feel like a king, she taps into a level of attraction that goes beyond the superficial. And here's a hard truth. Women who operate with a transactional mindset, believing that men should earn their affection through financial provision alone, often end up lonely and confused. Yes, men are natural providers, but no high-value man will invest in a woman who brings nothing but demands to the table. Attraction isn't about what you can take. It's about what you bring. And the most attractive women understand this deeply. But there's more. We're just getting started. In the next part, we'll break down the psychological triggers that make a man feel addicted to a woman's presence. The subtle yet powerful behaviors that keep him thinking about you nonstop. If you're ready to unlock the next level of attraction, let me know in the comments. And if you're finding this valuable so far, hit that like button and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Let's dive even deeper into the science of attraction and explore the psychological triggers that make a man feel not just interested, but obsessed. Because here's the truth. Attraction isn't just about that initial spark. It's about creating a connection that lingers in his mind long after you've left the room. And most women have no idea how to do this effectively. First, let's talk about the concept of intermittent reinforcement. This is a psychological phenomenon discovered through behavioral studies like those of B.F. Skinner, which show that unpredictable rewards create the strongest, most lasting habits. Think about gambling. People get hooked because they never know when the next win will come. The same principle applies to relationships. When you're always available, always texting back immediately, always saying yes, you become predictable, and predictability kills attraction. A woman who understands this knows how to balance her presence with a bit of mystery. She's warm and engaging, but she also has her own life, her own passions, and her own boundaries. This unpredictability keeps a man intrigued, always wondering, what's next? Another critical psychological trigger is respect. It might sound simple, but many women underestimate how deeply men crave respect from their partners. Dr. Emerson Eggerichs, in his book Love and Respect, explains that while women typically prioritize love and emotional connection, men are driven by a need for respect and admiration. A man will stay with a woman who makes him feel respected, even if she's not the most beautiful or the most accomplished. Why? Because respect feeds a man's ego in a way that nothing else can. It's not about inflating his pride. It's about recognizing his efforts, his leadership, and his value as a man. Now let's get into one of the most powerful, yet overlooked aspects of attraction: feminine energy. In today's world, women are often encouraged to compete with men, to adopt masculine traits to succeed in careers and personal lives. And while independence and ambition are valuable, bringing that same energy into romantic relationships can backfire. Men are naturally attracted to women who embody qualities they don't possess: softness, nurturing, and emotional intelligence. This doesn't mean being weak or submissive. It means embracing the strength that comes from your natural feminine power. When you create a space where a man feels both desired and needed, you tap into a primal attraction that runs deeper than physical appearance. But here's where things get even more interesting. Have you ever heard of the concept of hypergamy? It's the idea that women are naturally inclined to seek partners of higher status, socially, financially, or intellectually. While this is widely accepted in red pill circles, the critical analysis comes when we flip the script. Men are also hypergamous in their own way. They seek women who elevate their status, not just in terms of beauty, but in how she complements his life and image. A woman who can inspire a man to be better, who brings peace and positivity into his world, becomes irreplaceable. Rollo Tomasi in The Rational Male discusses how men are drawn to women who fit into their long-term success narrative, not just a fleeting physical connection. And let's not forget the importance of emotional intelligence. The ability to understand, manage, and respond to emotions, both yours and his, is a game-changer in attraction. Studies by Daniel Goleman, author of Emotional Intelligence, show that relationships thrive when partners can navigate emotional landscapes with empathy and awareness. For women, this means not overreacting to minor issues, not using emotional manipulation as a weapon, and knowing when to support and when to challenge. Emotional stability is a rare and highly attractive trait in today's world, where drama and chaos seem to dominate many relationships. So, what does all this mean for you? If you want to attract and keep a high-value man, you need to master the art of balancing availability with mystery, respect with boundaries, and independence with feminine energy. It's not about playing games. It's about understanding the psychological and emotional dynamics that drive attraction on a deeper level. But we're not done yet. In the next section, we'll uncover the biggest mistakes women make when trying to attract men. Mistakes that sabotage relationships before they even begin. And trust me, the final point we'll discuss is the most powerful of all. It's the key to unlocking a level of attraction that few women ever achieve. If you've been nodding along, or if this is making you rethink everything you thought you knew about attraction, drop a comment below. I want to hear your thoughts. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to Female Red Pill for more content that dives deep into the truths behind relationships and attraction. Now that we've laid the groundwork by understanding the psychological triggers behind attraction, it's time to confront the hard truths. In this part, we're going to break down the biggest mistakes women make when trying to attract and keep a man. Mistakes that, if unchecked, can completely destroy the potential for a lasting, meaningful connection. And the final mistake we'll discuss might shock you, because it's something most people don't even realize they're doing. The first critical mistake is overvaluing physical appearance. We've already established that beauty is a factor in initial attraction, It's hardwired into human biology, but relying solely on your looks is a trap. Beauty can open the door, but it won't keep a man interested long term. The harsh truth? There's always someone younger, fitter, or more traditionally attractive. If your entire identity revolves around your appearance, you become replaceable the moment someone better comes along. This is where so many women go wrong. They invest in external beauty but neglect their inner value, their mindset, and their emotional connection. As the red pill critic Rollo Tomassi points out in The Rational Male, men may be drawn to beauty, but they commit to women who bring something deeper to the table. The second mistake is bringing masculine energy into the relationship. This is a sensitive topic because modern culture celebrates female independence and strength, which is important. But when women bring competitive, dominant energy into romantic dynamics, it often clashes with a man's natural masculine instinct. Relationships thrive on polarity, the contrast between masculine and feminine energies. When both partners operate in the same energy space, it creates tension, not attraction. Dr. Pat Allen, in Getting to I Do, discusses how successful relationships require one partner to lead and the other to follow in specific aspects. This doesn't mean submitting in all areas of life, but understanding when to lean into feminine qualities like nurturing, empathy, and emotional support creates a dynamic that naturally draws a man in. Another major mistake is emotional neediness. This goes beyond just texting too much or being overly clingy. Emotional neediness is about seeking validation from a man to fill a void within yourself. When a woman looks to a man to complete her, it creates pressure and dependency that suffocates the relationship. High-value men are attracted to women who are whole and fulfilled in their own lives. They want a partner, not a project. This is where emotional independence becomes crucial. You need to have your own passions, goals, and sense of purpose outside of the relationship. When you bring a life of fulfillment to the table, you become an asset, not a liability. Now let's talk about testing men, a behavior that many women engage in without even realizing the damage it causes. These tests, whether it's playing hard to get, creating jealousy, or withholding affection to gauge his interest, are rooted in insecurity. While some might argue that tests keep men on their toes, in reality, they erode trust and create unnecessary drama. Men, especially high-value ones, don't want to feel like they're constantly being evaluated. They crave authenticity and straightforwardness. When you're genuine in your intentions and actions, you build a foundation of trust that fosters deeper attraction. Dr. Robert Glover, in No More Mr. Nice Guy, explains how men who sense manipulation or testing will eventually withdraw, even if the connection seemed strong initially. One of the most destructive mistakes women make is prioritizing career and personal achievements over relationship dynamics. Now, this isn't to say that having a successful career or personal goals is wrong, far from it. But when women adopt the mindset that their achievements alone make them more attractive to men, they miss the point. Men respect success, but they are not romantically attracted to it in the same way women are to successful men. This ties back to the biological and psychological differences in what men and women value in partners. As much as society pushes the narrative of equality in all aspects, attraction doesn't work that way. Relationships are not corporate mergers. They're emotional and instinctual. A woman who believes her degree, job title, or salary will automatically make her more desirable often finds herself confused when those factors don't translate into romantic success. And now, for the most powerful and overlooked mistake, losing yourself in the relationship. This happens when a woman becomes so focused on pleasing a man, on adapting to his needs, and on becoming what she thinks he wants, that she forgets who she is. Initially, men might enjoy the attention and the effort, but over time, this erodes the very thing that attracted them in the first place, your individuality. Men are drawn to women who have a strong sense of self, who have their own opinions, interests, and passions. When you lose that, you become less intriguing, less challenging, and ultimately, less attractive. Esther Perel, in Mating in Captivity, explores how maintaining individuality within a relationship keeps desire alive. The paradox is that closeness and connection are important, but so is maintaining a sense of separateness and independence. So, what's the takeaway here? Attraction isn't just about what you do, it's about who you are. It's about understanding the deep psychological and emotional dynamics that drive human connection, and aligning yourself with those truths. Avoiding these common mistakes isn't about changing who you are. It's about becoming the best, most authentic version of yourself while understanding what truly resonates with men on a deeper level. But don't go anywhere, because in the final part of this video, we're going to reveal the ultimate key to attraction, the one principle that, if you understand and apply it, will make you unforgettable to any man. This is the insight that ties everything together, the secret that most people never realize. And trust me, it's going to change the way you approach relationships forever. If you've stuck with me this far, drop a comment below and let me know which of these mistakes resonated with you. Have you seen them in your own life or in others around you? Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Female Red Pill, and share this with someone who needs to hear these truths. Now, are you ready for the final revelation? Let's move on. Now, we've arrived at the final and most powerful insight about attraction. This is the one principle that ties everything together, the key that separates women who merely catch a man's eye from those who leave a lasting impression. If you've ever wondered why some women seem to effortlessly attract high-value men and keep their attention for the long haul, while others struggle no matter how hard they try, this is the missing piece. The ultimate key to attraction is understanding and mastering your own value. It sounds simple, but the depth of this concept goes far beyond self-esteem or confidence. It's about cultivating an unshakable sense of worth that isn't dependent on external validation from men, society, or even your own achievements. This is where most people go wrong. They believe that their value is something to be proven or earned, rather than something that is inherent and cultivated from within. When you fully embrace your value, you shift from seeking attention to commanding it. You don't chase validation because you already know what you bring to the table. And here's the fascinating part. Men are biologically and psychologically wired to be drawn to women who embody this kind of self-assuredness. Dr. Midge Wilson, in her book, How to Attract the Man of Your Dreams, explains that confidence rooted in self-awareness, not arrogance, is one of the most attractive traits a woman can possess. It signals to a man that you are selective, that you have standards, and that you won't settle for less than you deserve. But mastering your value isn't just about mindset, it's about action. It means setting boundaries and sticking to them, even when it's uncomfortable. It means knowing when to walk away from situations or people that don't align with your worth. This is where many women falter. They compromise their standards in the hopes of keeping a man interested, only to find that this very compromise makes them less attractive in his eyes. High-value men are drawn to women who know what they want and aren't afraid to demand it. They respect women who respect themselves. Another critical aspect of mastering your value is emotional self-sufficiency. This doesn't mean shutting down emotionally or refusing to be vulnerable. On the contrary, it means being able to manage your emotions independently without relying on a man to regulate your mood or sense of well-being. Emotional independence is incredibly attractive because it signals maturity, stability, and strength. It tells a man that you're with him by choice, not out of need. This dynamic creates a healthy balance in relationships where both partners feel free and empowered, rather than trapped in a cycle of dependency. Now let's talk about purpose. One of the most magnetic qualities a woman can have is a strong sense of purpose, whether it's in her career, her passions, or her personal growth. When you're deeply invested in your own journey, you radiate a kind of energy that's irresistible. You become someone who inspires, someone who challenges a man to rise to his own potential. This is where the concept of inspirational attraction comes into play. Men are drawn to women who bring value not just through beauty or support, but through the inspiration they provide by living authentically and passionately. And here's the final, most profound truth. Attraction is less about getting someone to like you, and more about being someone you like. When you focus on becoming the best version of yourself, physically, mentally, emotionally, you naturally attract people who align with that energy. This is the law of attraction in its purest form. It's not about manipulation or strategy. It's about authenticity. The more you invest in yourself, the more magnetic you become to others. But let's take it a step further. True attraction goes beyond the superficial and the strategic. It's about creating a connection that's rooted in mutual respect, shared values, and emotional depth. This is where the concept of emotional resonance comes in. Emotional resonance happens when your energy, values, and life goals align with another person's in a way that feels effortless and natural. It's the kind of connection that doesn't need constant maintenance or validation, because it's built on a solid foundation of authenticity and mutual understanding. So, what's the takeaway? The science of attraction isn't just about understanding men, it's about understanding yourself. It's about recognizing that the most powerful thing you can bring to any relationship is your fully realized authentic self. When you master your value, set clear boundaries, and live with purpose, you don't just attract high-quality men. You attract the kind of relationships that are fulfilling, meaningful, and lasting. Now I want to hear from you. What part of this resonated with you the most? Have you noticed these dynamics in your own life or relationships? Drop a comment below and share your experiences. And if you found this video insightful, don't forget to like it, subscribe to Female Red Pill, and share it with someone who needs to hear these truths. Before you go, check out the next 2 videos on the screen. One dives deeper into the psychological principles of male desire, while the other reveals the hidden relationship dynamics most people overlook. Trust me, you don't want to miss them. They'll change the way you approach attraction and relationships forever. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.